Hi, everybody. I'm Christiana. I'm the executive producer here at Craftsy.com, and joining Sarah Snookerud on set today. She is doing a t-shirt quilting class for us. We are so excited to have her live, and thank you all for joining us. So, Sarah, tell us what you're doing today.
Oh my gosh, we are on day 2 of making a t-shirt quilt from start to finish. And it can be really easy, and if you're not a sewer, this could be a great first quilt project for you.
Awesome. Well, hey, I'm going to flip around. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for joining. We see you all joining in. This is a Q&A session, so if you have questions for Sarah, post them here. We're going to just start by asking some simple questions. I'm going to flip around, but give you time to think of some questions. If you have t-shirt quilting questions, quilting, sewing questions. Sarah's first class with us was Serger Solutions.
Troubleshooting techniques.
Troubleshooting techniques.
Yes.
So that was a sewing class. She's back to join us for a quilting class. And you can find that link in a bio below. We're going to have someone post that as a comment.
Yes.
Also, be sure to follow us here on Craftsy for more notifications when we go live. We're going to be doing more live in-studio stuff. We're really excited to do that. So I'm going to flip around. We'll ask some questions. And Sarah,
yes,
again,
we're ready.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, this is so exciting.
Yeah, okay, so the first question that we have, of course, is what is t-shirt quilting?
Yes, it can be so easy. You probably have or maybe know somebody who has a drawer full of t-shirts, and whether it's from an event or you collect t-shirts as you travel. Of course, the most common t-shirts are done for high school seniors. A lot of their activities can all be put into a quilt. And then it's a keepsake forever. But you know what? You could do it with baby garments and make a perfect keepsake for grandma or for mom. And they don't have to be big. This is one we're actually right in the middle of sewing borders on, kind of a small wall hanging. We have kind of a patriotic theme going on. But I want to say a big shout out to South Dakota and all my people checking in and watching me live. So hi guys.
Yay.
So do we have any questions for our t-shirts? Have you ever made a t-shirt quilt?
Lots of likes coming through.
Good. You can see one of the t-shirts that you'll see in the upcoming class is right behind me. This is a great quilt and it's super simple. I mean, with t-shirts, you know, really the t-shirt is like the whole part of the quilt. You don't have to add a lot of fabric, and they can be any size that you want them to be. So if you want to do a full-size bed quilt or just something to kind of snuggle up on the couch with, they actually are quite cozy. But the class that we're teaching is actually going to teach you how to control the stretch, because sewing t-shirts could get a little sketchy if you don't have some basics on stabilizing those t-shirts before you dive into it. And we're also going to talk about kind of the layout, the balancing of all those colors, because sometimes you'll look at that pile of t-shirts and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to deal with that because there's all sorts of colors and they're not cohesive. Maybe some have stains on them, but that's kind of part of the memories of the t-shirts that you want to make and put the quilts together. And then you don't just have those bags of t-shirts sitting around.
So Sarah, a lot of questions. First of all, Jill Coleswood belongs, so Sioux Falls represent. So someone is knowing you from South Dakota. Hannah is asking, if I'm not a sewer, can my first project be a t-shirt quilt?
And that's exactly how we have designed this class to be. So it's going to be called T-shirt Quilts Start to Finish. And it will be perfect if this is the first time you've made a quilt or thinking of attempting a quilt. We're going to work with squares and strips. And we're going to take you from the very first step all the way through machine quilting and binding in a super simple way. And you really just need a sewing machine with a straight stitch and a walking foot, and you'll be set to go. Some of you are probably thinking this would make a great Christmas gift for maybe a family member. This would be a great time of year to kind of start working on it or planning it out, and you'll have time between now and the end of the year to get it done.
Awesome. So it sounds like you need a lot of time to get.
You know, it is nice to not have to rush through this and kind of work through first the t-shirts. We have broken this class up into 9 simple steps, and it's nice to kind of work on one step at a time.
So tell us, there's someone actually back here in the room who's wondering what it's like for you to shoot a class at Craftsy.
Oh my gosh, Craftsy is so amazing. Everything is, everybody works as a team. So even though I have a lot of things to kind of prepare and get ready for, all the steps have to be done before we get here. But once we get here, everybody is on the same page. We all know what our jobs are, and I pretty much can get things set up, and they say ready, set, go, and we start filming the lessons. This is day 2 of our filming, and so we're on lesson 4 of 6 total lessons that will round out this class to really give you a complete view of how to make the t-shirt quilt.
Awesome. So there are a couple questions here. What kind of backing do you use, and what kind of interfacing do you use on the back? I guess same question.
Okay, so let's start with interfacing. You want to use the lightest weight interfacing you can find. You don't want to add a lot of weight to the quilt. Kind of t-shirts are a little heavier to start off with. And here, I'll flip this around. I know you can't see it a lot, but you can tell every t-shirt has something on the back, and then that's going to cut down on it being stretchy. You can see it's nice and stable as we sew it together. And then for the back of the quilt, that's kind of where you can have a lot of fun. You don't have to like stay all, oh, it has to match. You can kind of do your own colors. If you want, you could kind of do some of those newer fabrics that are soft, like the minky or cuddle fabric. Some people will do flannel on the back, but just have some fun with the back. I always say that's where you can really pick your own fabrics and do whatever feels right.
Awesome. So Sarah, you're also a sewer and a quilter. Can you tell us how you got started? Which one you got started in first?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so going back when I was 15, I actually started working at a sewing machine store in Santa Barbara, California, and I fell in love with teaching people how to use their sewing machines, sergers, and that was actually back before embroidery machines. But now that is truly what I do, is I teach people how to use their machines properly, getting the most out of all of their accessories. But with that comes the joy of sewing. I can sit down and be a quilter one day, a sewer, a home deck. I can kind of go across all the borders, but really when I teach a class at home at Heirloom Creations in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, everybody needs help with their sewing machines. And it doesn't matter what brand of sewing machine you have, we are kind of the place that people can come because we can answer those questions. Because if you're not successful with a sewing machine, then the project can be a little hard to work through. And so that's why we have our new website, sewingmastery.com, where we teach people how to use their sewing machines. So you can check me out over there as well.
Awesome. Any other questions?
Has anybody done a t-shirt quilt lately?
Yeah, who's done a t-shirt quilt? And if not, I'll flip back around and we'll do a little sign-off. Jessica's asking, where's Tommy? Tommy is our fantastic production assistant. So here's a question coming in actually from our instructor liaisons. If you want to give this as a holiday gift, when do we start this project?
As soon as possible. This is definitely something you want to plan ahead on, and you just don't leave it to the last minute, because you do, once your top is done, which is where all the t-shirts come in, you still are going to need to put some batting in the back and taking the time to get it all quilted. Of course, this class we're going to show you how you can do it, but if you are planning on maybe having a professional long arm quilter quilt your quilt, they can need anywhere between 4 and 8, sometimes longer, weeks to get to your quilt, and during the holidays they're usually extra busy. So I would say you want to probably have your quilt top all ready and done maybe September, October, if you're thinking of doing a holiday gift.
Awesome. Here's another question coming in. Sarah, where do people find you in person?
Yes, I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I am one of the owners of Heirloom Creations. We actually are a Bernina and a Husqvarna Viking sewing machine store, and we teach a ton of classes. So I know it's a little off the beaten path, but if you're ever up in our area, please stop by and say hi.
Awesome. Well, hey, I'm going to flip back around and we're going to sign off as we get through our production here. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Does anyone have any other questions that we didn't get to? And if not, certainly post them in the comments. These videos stay on the site, so you can post comments and we can answer them later in the day, we have a busy shoot day.
Yes,
so
we got to get back to getting our lessons done.
I know. So I just wanted to remind everyone to be sure to follow us here at Craftsy for more Facebook Live notifications. We're on very often here. And find Sarah as well on all of her various social media outlets. We will post those in the comments below. You can always go to craftsy.com to find her first class, and stay tuned for this class, T-shirt quilting, launching this summer.
Yes. Yeah. So excited. Thanks for having
Very
me on.
excited. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next time.